So I'm going to explain how you keep a good physique by having under 2,000 calories. So people are always asking me, how do I do this? And how is it even possible to keep and maintain a physique such as my own whilst eating only 1.8 to 2,000 calories a day? Now I'm going to tell you a few of the secrets that I use to be able to keep this physique and to be able to optimize my health in the process. So I'm going to start off with my general lifestyle on what I eat and when I eat. So I only eat 2 meals a day. This would be lunchtime and dinner, roughly around 12 to 1 and then 6 to 7. They're the only 2 meals I have in the day. I don't have breakfast. In the morning, I would be fasted all the way up till lunchtime. So if I was to go on a bulk and wanted to put on a lot more muscle and mass, then I would easily just have a breakfast and then 2 lunches and then a dinner. However, I don't need to do that because I'm maintaining, so I only have 2 meals a day. Now yes, these meals are very large. They are both technically the main meal of the day, because they're both big meals. And the diet that I look for is low carbs or ketogenic combined with a paleo diet. So a lot of people think, oh, ketogenic diets, they're boring, no carbs, and it's really difficult to be on a ketogenic diet. This is why I don't do it, specifically because I want to eat whatever I want, and I think meat and getting some carbohydrates in is actually a good thing. So normally I look to get below 100 carbs per day. When I say 100 carbs, I mean 100 grams of carbs per day is my max. Obviously there's some days where I want to go down the pub or have a pizza or something along these lines where I don't really care about dieting. I just live my normal life, go smash down a few pints, absolutely fine. I'm not a health guru. I'm not going to say follow this exact, be rigid with it. It's your life, enjoy it how you want. However, this is just a few things that I do to maintain that good physique. So below 100 grams of carbs per day. I normally don't like going below 50. This is mainly because your brain requires carbohydrates to work at a certain level, and I use my brain quite a lot, especially in my job. So going below 50 grams of carbs is normally quite low, and I would only ever do that if I've been abusing and going over 100 grams for a few days. Then I would cut back down and go below just to get rid of some of that storage. But that's one thing I do, low carbs. So this means I have a lot more room to get more calories in that aren't carbohydrates. So that's where my main diet comes in, the paleo side of things, which is normally just nuts, steaks, eggs, chicken, bananas, fruits, all of that. That's the majority of my diet. I don't really have chips. I'd never have bread, haven't had milk for months. Don't have cereal, don't have any grains or anything like that. Literally just a basic diet of just meat, eggs, veg, fruit, and nuts. How it is meant to be, how we lived for thousands of years. That is the diet that I am using. And I think it's brilliant. It works very well because obviously getting the meat in, you get the high proteins, the high fats, loads of minerals and vitamins, and it's brilliant for your health, maintain the physique. Now obviously then I get all the veg in, and that's normally where most of my carbs come from, like bananas or apples, things like this is where I get my carbohydrates from. So they're not even processed carbs. They're very healthy for you, and they will help you in general health and help you maintain a good physique. If I started smashing down, let's say pizzas, like I was saying earlier, or some beers, these are normally quite processed carbohydrates and they're not very good for you. And this is going to cause more digestion problems, and this just means your food isn't going to be absorbed very well. So therefore, you're going to have to eat more calories to be able to get the same amount of nutrients. That's another point that I'm going to make, is making sure that your digestive system is effective to be able to absorb the food efficiently. Now, how do you do this? Now, you've got to look after your digestive system. So I regularly fast, I have probiotics, I have fermented foods. I make sure my microbiome is working optimally so that it can absorb the food that I'm giving it. All of this will help me get rid of some of the bad bacteria in my digestive system, which means that there's less things stealing from me. What I mean by stealing is you eat the food and you're not consuming that food. There's organisms inside you which are actually taking that food, breaking it down, using it to power themselves rather than your body. So if you remove them, you don't have to have as many calories to be able to get the same effect. You'll be absorbing the majority of the food that you eat rather than them organisms stealing from you. Now, don't get freaked out. I understand it is quite weird and some of you may be very confused right now. But if you look into your microbiome, and I'll do this in other videos, and I explain this in my course, I have lots of information explaining how to keep your microbiome positive and how to keep it under control so it doesn't steal from you, it actually helps you. But all of this just means that I get everything that I eat. Another thing to help me get everything I eat is I have pepper on my food, black pepper, because that's going to help with absorption. I also have regular eating times, so my body's already prepared to take this food. So it's already made the correct amount of enzymes, digestive fluids, etc. So when I eat, my body is fully prepared to be able to absorb that. If you eat at irregular times, your body isn't prepared, so it doesn't digest it as efficiently or as quick as you may have hoped. Therefore, some of the macronutrients has been lost. So you don't get as much of the proteins and the fats and the vitamins out of the food that you eat because you're eating in irregular times. That's going to help with absorption. I also put a certain amount of things with my food. So if I am going to have quite a big steak, obviously, as you probably know, steaks are going to be hard to digest because they're such tougher food. So what I do with that is I normally have spice with my steaks. You may be thinking, why does that matter? But spice is a thermogenic food, so it increases your metabolism temporarily to help you digest that steak. For example, if I had a steak without any spice and just ate it, body would be prepared to eat, digest it, you'd digest it absolutely fine, and you'll probably lose, let's say, like 10% may not be absorbed. However, if you put the spice in there, it's going to heat up the environment. It's going to get more digestive enzymes, more digestive fluids to that area because it's warmed up. So your body's thinking, what's going on over there? It sends loads of things to help with digestion. So then you only actually lose, let's say, 1% that isn't digested, which is significant to the 10% that you were losing previously, just by adding a bit of spice.
Let me add a little bit of spice.
Don't be afraid of it. And then to top it off, what do I drink? So obviously I'm consuming a certain amount of calories. Do I have lots of coffee or lots of tea or lots of juice or something along these lines to help keep me running and functioning? No, I don't. I never have any protein powders, never have anything. All I ever drink is water and obviously the occasional beer down the pub. So all I ever drink is water. However, I drink a lot. I normally drink 3 to 4 litres per day. If I'm in a hot country or doing quite a lot of strenuous exercise, that can even go up to 5 litres. Now, some of you are thinking that's probably crazy. However, in the morning when I haven't eaten any food, I normally get through about 1 litre of water, 1.5 litres within the first hour or two of me waking up. Now, to help with absorption of this, a lot of you are probably thinking you're just going to piss that straight out. And you're right, I do piss quite a lot of it out. However, to help with absorption, I do have quite a lot of salt on my foods. Not the normal table salt, because this is quite high in heavy metals and been bleached and processed, and it doesn't actually help you with your absorption of water. But what does is Himalayan salt. So I have pink Himalayan salt with my food, and that's going to help me absorb the water. You can also use Celtic salt. I believe that also helps with water absorption. It just allows you to be able to absorb your water and process it through your body a lot more effectively, rather than it just going straight through you. So that is how I keep a good physique. I'll recap quick summary. So, only eating healthy foods and a low carb diet. When I am going to go eat my carbs, I do it just before exercise or before I sleep. Doing it before exercise prevents the deterioration of your muscles because you're supplying it a fuel source to be able to burn off, and it also prevents your insulin from spiking too high. I do intermittent fasting. This doesn't really help keep my physique. However, it helps keeps my microbiome positive, therefore helping me keep my physique. That's the next point, positive microbiome. That's essential. And like I said, I can explain how to do that elsewhere. If you did want to get in contact, I could easily explain that to you to optimize your microbiome. Taking thermogenic foods or spices with some of your tough meals to help with absorption. That's another thing I do. And last of all is get plenty of water and salt in, help regulate your body. Now, obviously, it's to avoid all these processed foods and shit like that. That's always important, but that's not specifically what keeps me under 2,000 calories. And I'd like to just say, I don't actually have a diet. I don't follow a diet plan. I don't specifically eat foods to be able to keep this physique or anything like that. I just have a healthy lifestyle. And that's probably the best thing you can do. So rather than going on a diet for like a week or two and then sacking it off and saying, oh, it's not for me, what you should be doing is altering your body to allow you to live a healthy lifestyle effectively. And temporarily having this diet to alter your body to allow you to live that healthy lifestyle is essential. And that's where it comes with the microbiomes and fasting and low carbs, ketogenic, ketosis. All of this is very important to be able to do that. So as I'm not on a diet, if I did want to go eat a pizza, which most of the time I don't, but if I did, then it's very easy for me just to go eat a pizza and then come back, because my lifestyle prefers the healthier foods. My body is adapted to these healthier foods and that natural lifestyle. So it's easy for me to just follow down that line and not get any cravings for pizzas or anything like that. So the best advice I can give to be able to maintain a good physique and under 2,000 calories, all to your body, so it's best adapted for the healthy route and it's not craving any of the bad, unhealthy lifestyle habits. Simple as that. If you do have any questions though, feel free to leave them in the comments or message me directly on Instagram or Facebook. Any of these platforms is absolutely fine. I'll try and get back to you as soon as possible. If none of that helps, you can always go look at our website. There's also a messaging system on there. If you did have any questions or queries, it's alderefitness.com. Simples. You'll see our logo. Really easy to navigate. But hopefully the information I've provided today is going to help you be able to stay under 2,000 calories and live a healthy lifestyle. Less food also means a cheaper lifestyle as well. So you get a win in all situations.